Rich Tehrani with TMC. Thanks for watching. We're at WebRTC Expo Atlanta 2013, and on our show right now is Ed Elkin. He's a marketing director at Alcatel-Lucent. And Ed, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good to be here.
So I thought we'd start at the top, just talking about what Alcatel-Lucent's been doing lately. What are they doing in WebRTC? Give you a platform.
All right, WebRTC. It's really fascinating because from all the other things I've been doing in IMS for the last 10 years, it always starts with the questions of why. Why do I want to modernize the PSTN? Why do I want to do voice over LTE? With WebRTC, I don't get that question. What I do get is questions of how do you do it and what are the business implications?
So, why don't you answer those questions?
How we do it, we actually have 5 tools from Alcatel-Lucent that we provide. We've verified our IMS works with WebRTC. WebRTC is a really nimble, dynamic type service, lots of innovation happening. It'd be a really bad time to find out you've got a great application and a shaky foundation. Our IMS, proven reliability, 5 nines, working great, millions of subscribers year after year, gives you a firm foundation. The other 4 tools that we come along with that, we have client libraries, so the developer gets the ease of JavaScript, and we translate that into SIP and WebSockets so that they get the full benefit of the IMS. We have a field-proven border controller. We put our web border on the very same product as our IP border controller. We have network server APIs, new conversation APIs that go directly into the voice, video, and messaging and presence servers. So no need for an overlay or an adjacent media server. Just use what you've got. And then finally, the 5th item, we have a developer portal where you could actually come, register, log in, and actually using the live commercial software and APIs that our customers have, you could develop your application and then go take that directly into a service provider.
So your audience then is all developers? Is that accurate? It's not just carriers, it's just any developer that's interested in developing communications?
It's actually both. So we have service providers who obviously we sell to service providers. But to sell to the service provider, it helps to bring along web developers that have these cool ideas. Alcatel-Lucent, we create really great solid voice and video and messaging and presence services. But look at those as enablers. Look at those as enabling applications. As a web developer, you would take those as resources using our APIs and build your own application. You're going to trigger an application, based on when sunlight comes in the window or when you come into a particular Wi-Fi SSID zone. You have that creativity and you're focusing on your app. Because we have those APIs, you don't have to recreate the wheel and you have that solid foundation to build on. So yeah, we sell to service providers, but we work with web developers so that we can together bring that value to the service provider.
So really a whole ecosystem around just communications and WebRTC.
Oh, it's the key, because with only the technology, it's great, you can extend your market base, and that's a great thing. You can extend communications from just being on phones over to the web, and there are people who are doing that. But by using the ecosystem and the APIs, then you're able to bring more value, bring more innovation in there, and that's how the service provider will either create new services for consumer that drive usage, and that's how you earn money as a service provider, or it lets them rethink their approach to enterprises so they can go to the enterprises with a new strategy and win that enterprise business away from their existing supplier.
Excellent. So what's next for the company in the WebRTC space?
Next, what's happening right now are a lot of lab trials. We have 5 lab trials in progress and 8 lab trials in planning. The reason I focus on lab trials is because there's lots of conversation, there's lots of experimentation happening. We love it. But you have to look at what people actually do. And so this phase of a technology, it helps to look at a lab trial because that's investment by the service provider for time, people, floor space in their labs. It's also investment from Alcatel-Lucent because we provide software and people and support. So when you look at the lab trials, that's right now indicating what's actually happening to move WebRTC, from the lab to the field along that continuum.
Thank you so much for being here. This is great.
Pleasure to talk with you today, Rich.